Alright, what's up guys? We're back with another one. Now, again, this is another Granblue video, and I feel like every Granblue video... What happened, man? When I used to make Granblue videos, it was all like good news and hype, but just recently, every video is bad news and bad news and bad news. There was a discussion about the rollback. Remember, devs were like, yeah, we know you want rollback, but no, we're not going to give it to you. Sorry about that. There's more and more, but the big drama just happened with the patch. So the patch came out yesterday. This wasn't really announced. It wasn't like a big hyped up patch or anything, but the patch dropped, and literally every single comment I saw on Twitter in Japan was negative. And these are not just like random like Naruto fan 69. These are like top players, the people that still play the game. You know, obviously the game is not as healthy as it was before, but those hardcore players that stuck around with the game, they're not happy. So, you know, I said that on Twitter, and people were like, shut up, Jiyuna, you're an idiot, quit being negative. Well, all right, don't listen to me. Let's just read some of these comments together. So like always, before we get started, I want to show you as well some of the in-game changes, but we'll read the comments. But of course, I have to say every video now, because you guys aren't doing it. Please make sure you subscribe, all that stuff. Let's try, and I want that plaque, man. Let's get 100K. Before we get into it, basically the gist of it is that the patch came out, and heavy nerfs. Like characters, legacy characters that have been around from the beginning got nerfed here, and so I think this is the biggest one. The highlighted word right there, this is a Granblue patch, right? Granblue Versus patch. This is just like one small page. If we scroll through, there's dozens and dozens, probably like 100 plus comments talking about the patch, mainly negative. But the top comment, the number one comment here, comes from Score. So if you've been following Granblue at all, you have to be familiar with Score, right? This is one of the best players in the world, and not only one of the best players, he is also a player that kind of puts the game on his back. You know, he used to set up first to 100 exhibitions, right? First to 100s, he grinds with everybody, he streams his gameplay, he uploads stuff. He really cares about the game, right? He really cares about the game. He plays a lot. And then his tweet right here says, talking about the Granblue patch, he says, I think the strong parts of characters are their fun parts. You know, that's the fun part about the characters, their strengths, their fun stuff. He says, so I really wish they would stop, just keep removing, you know, the fun stuff from the game with all these balance patches, right? I feel like the players who spent this past year and a half doing their best, you know, absolutely doing their best and working hard to make their characters strong, I feel like little by little, you know, they're just getting their hard work taken away from them by the devs. You know, I'm very sad about that. Here's Kaicho. Again, Kaicho, legendary anime player right here. I believe he was running ZOWIE. He says, the Granblue patch, huh? He's like, here's an example for you. At the start of Granblue, so Granblue Versus, right? At the start of Granblue Versus, it felt like two characters were having knives. They're having a knife fight, right? They're having a knife fight. But then the devs thought, you know, knives are dangerous. So they rounded out the edge. So now you're having a fight with two knives that are rounded out, you know? But then after that, they said, you know what? No, even those knives are dangerous. So they took them away and they gave them rubber knives. They gave them rubber tools, right? Rubber knives right there. And then in parentheses, it says, oh, and by the way, for some reason at this time, they added a character that has a Japanese katana. They're talking about Belial, right? If you don't know, Belial got... After all the nerfs, they put Belial in the game, was super broken. And now this last patch, it feels like they got rid of the, you know, the plastic, the gum, the plastic knives, and just gave them sponges. He says, what's next? Are they going to be playing with balloons? So again, another top player just talking about nerfs, consistent nerfs. I got to mention that too. That's not... The thing about this past patch is that you heard it from Score, you heard it from Kaicho. It's kind of like a continuous cycle, you know? They've constantly been nerfing. It's not the other way around. But anyway, what's up next? This is assuming, you know, you probably guys, you know, Susumu Chip, another very strong play out here in Japan. He says, man, Granblue Versus, this patch, I checked it out, but aren't the nerfs, like, isn't the nerf direction just too much? He's like, they added a fatter hitbox to Lancelot's triangle jump. That's it? Percival lost his projectile invincibility on his DP and his super move? Is that it? He's like, it doesn't seem like there's any sort of changes that will get people excited. He's like, man, I really hope the next patch will be more exciting, you know, something more fun, right? Make it more fun. Then the last one from Mui, he says, I feel like, you know what? I feel like this patch was decided by Cygames, right? It was not ArcSys. The ArcSys is the people that make the game. I was like, I feel like it wasn't ArcSys. It was Cygames who made it, right? Cygames must have been the ones that made it right here. There's a couple more. I'll show you a couple more tweets. But before, let's break it up. Let me show you just examples of the in-game nerfs that had people kind of getting upset. So here we go. This is the Percival nerf right now. This is the one just mentioned in Susumu's balance patch right here. This doesn't look like much if you're not familiar with the game. This last one should probably do it for you though. But yeah, so I'll explain it. if you notice when he's doing these moves, it says invincible right there on the left, even though the chat's in the way. So he's using his DP to go through the projectile. This is something that he's had since day one. From the game came out a year and a half ago. He's always had it. It's always been one of his strengths. It's always been one part of his game plan. And it's always been really hyped too, right? It's like, damn, well, be careful. Like, Percy's got a super. He might super you. You got to be careful with that fireball. They just wiped it out. There's nothing. You know, there's no sort of change to make up for it. It's like, all right, that's gone right there. Okay? And it's not just Percy. So this is Zeta, right? Zeta is a... I thought this was her gimmick, right? I thought this was her gimmick from... She's got a laser beam, right? So she's a beam character. She has a slow projectile where she shoots a laser at you, and it's supposed to beat projectiles. That's how fighting games work. Beams beat projectiles. So here we go. That's her beam right there. Nothing. The beam gets evaporated, projectile goes through. So, like, that aspect of the game, you know, that aspect of the game where it's like, all right, Zeta, this is your skill right now, it's just gone. It's like, all right, just take it out. Scoop it. We got more. Again, this is the same deal this time with Narmaya. So, again, Narmaya, this is not even projectile. I didn't have the tweet, but there's a Narmaya player. I was like, what the hell is the point of this move now? It's very, very slow. There's a lot of recovery. It's hard to use. It's only like Saving Grace was, you know, as projectile punish. Gone. So, look, that one is gone. Again, that move used to go through and punish is gone. But the buff she got, ready? This is the buff she got. That's the buff. The buff is that now the animation on her super, even if it hits behind, the animation is going to happen. This is the buff. Ready? Unfortunately, it doesn't combo. The player was like, what the hell is this? Look. The animation happened, but there's no combo, no nothing. You lost this amazing tool you had, and we gave you this one right here. A lot of people are saying the changes seem random, right? They seem random. Now, here's a good nerf. Now, this is a nerf I agree with, though, but this is by rookies. Again, this is probably the best fast moving player in the entire world, rookies. So, playing a grappler, boom, that's gone. Boom, that's gone. The grappler got nerfed heavily. Heavily, heavily. So, before, it used to be kind of like, if Fastiva got in range, headbutt would connect, and when the headbutt connects, that's how she gets started. After the headbutt, she can do headbutt 1, 2, 3. She can mix up right after that, and it moves her forward. So first of all, this one just range nerf, right? Doesn't even connect right there. Now the second one, it shows it hits out of range for grab. Or the dev explanation was that she was too strong after her command grab, so we made it harder to land a command grab. It's like, damn, all right. So another one too is just like the auto combo, bop, bop, bop. See the range right there? A. So that's the range off the auto combo. From this range, can't grab. That used to be an old mix-up, you know, 1, 2, 3, go for the grab. Now it's like, no, you push out. Your grab's gone. Hold that. Here, this one's just kind of funny. This is the Percy one before, but this one's just kind of funny. Check this out. Ready? So this is Percy doing reversal DP, right? Because Matera's using a projectile, he doesn't have invincibility on his DP. So he's like, nah, hold that. That's godlike. So yes, those are nerfs. There's even more nerfs. Now, obviously, there are buffs too. You know, I saw people saying, no, there's buffs. But I think the problem that a lot of the players had is you didn't need to nerf, right? If you want to, it's great to buff some of the characters, but did you really need to nerf this stuff? Especially stuff that's been around since day one, you know? It's not like, all right, this one move was busted, but we're going to change it. It's like, no, from day one, these kind of define the characters, and they're just gone, just wiped out. Here's more. There was like the big discussion I was talking about. This one is good. So the player who's responding to score says, wow, it's like they just took away, it's like you had a fun toy and someone just took it away from you. Score says, well, it's a little bit different from that. It's more like, you know, slowly but surely, like your fun toy just got shaved away, you know, it just kind of broken down. It's kind of took it away slowly but surely. Each patch kind of getting worse and worse, right? This guy says, you know, Dragon Ball, by the way, if you didn't know, Dragon Ball just had a crazy patch. A crazy good patch. It might be broken, but it's good. Everyone's super hyped. Everyone got really hyped over the game. It really did a great job for Dragon Ball. But this guy says, he's like, man, this patch came out even when Dragon Ball just had this crazy update that added way more, like a way more higher level of freedom. He's like, this is too painful. And then Score says, yeah, man, I wish, even with just a little thing, you know, I wish they would give us more options in Granblue. The top guy is saying, yeah, basically the same thing about, you know, man, I just checked out the patch notes, and it's really like, it's terrible, man. You know, they're taking away all the fun points and the strong points and the things to do as well. They're just deleting all the things to do. They might as well just make every character in the game grand, you know? I really wish they would start making patches more fun, kind of. There, and then Score again, the big dog down there. He says, yeah, you know, they repeatedly just kind of shave away, you know, all the strengths of each character, and it's starting to, you know, affect me mentally, man. I really wish they would just add more fun things or more things to do to the game, right? So again, this is more. If you don't believe me, I can scroll through. I started with this one. I didn't want to read every one, but there are dozens, at least 100 comments. Highly negative, highly negative. So that's it. I just wanted to say this is, you know, that's your update. People thought it was me being negative. It's not me. I was just explaining what's happening. People in Japan are pissed. The people that play the game. That was one of the big comments, was like, oh, the only people complaining are the ones that don't play the game. These are some of the best players in the entire world. These are the players that have been playing from day one, that have more hours in the game by far than you, whoever you are. It's kind of sad to see. It's very sad to see. Me, you know, I've kind of clocked out of Granblue a while back, but, you know, after playing it for a good chunk, you know, I got a fair amount of time as well. Kind of just seeing what keeps happening to the game. You know, it's not a one-time thing. The state of the game now and how it's not getting better, it's painful to see, man. Why would you do that? I don't understand. You know, the Dragon Ball patch is bull. It's busted, but that's what people want, especially a game like Granblue now, which is kind of like over, right? The hype is kind of over. If you want people to come back to your game, or if you want the game to get like a resurgence, you need to make it way more fun, not more safe. You know, nerfs aren't gonna help. I don't know, but yeah, that's it. I just want to give you a little update right there. Just, I don't know what to say, man. I wish they wouldn't do it like that. I wish they wouldn't balance like that. And trust me, I know nerfs are important. You absolutely need to nerf some stuff, but you need to keep the fun in, right? You need to keep the fun things in. Nerf some broken stuff, but don't take away options. You know, keep the fun in. If you take something away, give something to make up for it. But it doesn't seem like they're doing that. But yeah, like always, long video. Let me know what you think. If you disagree, by all means, feel free. I saw some American players disagreeing, say, no, it's a good patch. I love it, blah, blah. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me what character you play. I know some got buffed. You know, Kageyoshi got buffed. ZOWIE got buffed. There are little buffs all around. I think Lil Wayne got buffed. Things like that. But yeah, let me know what you think. And if you're watching, if you're Pachi, who does the bounce for that game? Add a double jump and air dash. Make this game crazy. Put a super dash in. Who cares, man? Make it crazy. Make it look interesting, and I'll stream it again sometime. Well, this patch is not enough to bring me back. But yeah, anyway, like always, if you're still watching, thank you. Subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.